Hi everyone, dear teacher, professor, and modulator. My name is Rui Bai. This group project is a study of leadership ethics involved with the company Toyota. Ethics refers to the set of values and morals that an individual or the society adopts. As far as leadership in companies is concerned, a leader may act in certain ways which is informed by and reflects his or her ethics. Choosing the leader Akio Toyota as the desired example, it analyzes the leadership style of this leader and further discusses the ethics involved in his decision-making process. The Toyota Motor Corporation is a Japanese company. As a multinational company headquartered in Japan, it mainly manufactures automobiles. According to the sales of 2020, it is the largest automobile manufacturer in the world. There was a recall in 2010. The car caused heavy casualties due to quality problems. After the accident, Toyota Motor recalled many cars that had been sold. The president of Toyota Akio said in the public speech that he was fully responsible for the incident. Now I'm going to talk about ethical dilemma. An ethical dilemma is when different approaches will lead to different decisions, and the person facing the dilemma must make a choice. The dilemma typically occurs when one is facing the decision that will lead to different results. The choices leaders make and how they respond in the given circumstance are informed and directed by their ethics. For the leader that we're going to focus on in this presentation, Akio Toyota faces an ethical dilemma. He stated that he took all responsibilities for the accident. Toyota has paid too much attention to production scale and quantity in its rapid expansion. It ignores the principles of safety and quality, as well as the management of employees and technology. Eventually, serious personal injuries were caused by quality problems. In the face of this ethical dilemma, Toyota can avoid problems and keep a distance from company customers in order to protect its brand image. The consequences of this behavior will make the customer himself suffer the company's fault. On the other hand, Akio Toyota can also choose to assume all responsibilities in order to apologize to customers, which will temporarily affect the company's reputation. But it has assumed the company's responsibilities and obligations to customers. In the end, he was on the ethics side. Now please welcome Ziqian Huo to talk about leadership style.
Hello everyone, this is Ziqian Huo. Next, I will introduce the leadership part. It responds to this ethical dilemma. Why did Toyota apologize publicly and recall all products under the double pressure of the corporate image and the profit damage? We may be able to get the answer through the analysis of Toyota's leadership traits. First, Toyota was analyzed through the trait theory. This is a theory that focuses on the leaders. There are 5 main leadership traits today. High social intelligence. He believes that the products consumers want are what he is determined to do. Employees highly value him because of his high ethics. He's very concerned about his employees and his vision is consistent with employees. Through the analysis of traits, we have a deeper understanding of the leadership between the traits of leaders and the leadership process. It can provide support for why he chose these 3 solutions when facing this kind of ethical dilemma. But although trait theory can indeed help us understand leadership, it lacks an important component, the effects of the situation. Does not consider aspects of followers and their relationship with the leader. For example, the level of followers in this case. The following will compare the theory that focuses on the follower and the context. Situational theory. The situational theory too is developed by line chart which focuses on leadership in situations. It means an effective leader needs to adopt his or her leadership style as responses to different demands. And this approach is divided into two main dimensions: leadership style and the development level of the followers. Firstly, there are two types of leadership in this mode, which are directive and supportive. Directive refers to leaders regulates the behavior of the subordinates in the way of command, adopt one-way communication to order what they should do. Supportive means that leaders will help group members in two-way communication and support and encourage them to complete the work. Based on this case, situational theory has more suitable. This situational theory has some advantages and disadvantages. For the strengths, the situational leader clear outlines what the leader should do in different situations, and the situational leadership emphasizes that effective leaders are those who can change their style according to task requirements and the subordinates' need. For the disadvantages, Toyota operates not only in Japan but also all over the world. Due to differences in different cultures and systems, can this quantification method be adopted? Whether it can accurately reflect the real development level so that the leader can choose the correct style. Whether this approach can be applied to employees from the different cultural backgrounds or countries with different situations. That's all to my part. Here, next, let me introduce my partner, Hao Yu, bring the next part of the presentation. Thank you.
So hello everyone, my name is Hao Yu. Today I'm going to introduce more details about the situational leadership. So the SL2 model is on the basis of situational leadership. The directive and supportive leaderships have their own high and low levels, so they are combined into four types of leadership styles, which are directing, coaching, supporting, and delegating. So the development level of followers is the extent of followers' commitment and ability to complete their jobs. So based on this, the followers can be classified into four types: D1, D2, D3, and D4, from developing to developed. So D1 refers to that the followers have the high work enthusiasm but lack of experience and with a low work ability, while D2 means that followers gain some competencies after working for a period of time, but at the same time they may lose some initial working motivation. So employees in the D3, they have a higher working ability than the average, but their working willingness are variable as they are getting used to the working environment. So D4 is the highest stage of the development, which means employees have both high commitment and the work to get the job done. So based on this, in the case of Toyota, the leader Akio Toyoda committed that the recall event is mainly caused by the rapid development of the enterprise. The company is growing too fast than its speed of training employees. So from this perspective, Akio Toyoda chose the S2 coaching strategy to address the problem, as he knew the problem that the company currently faced is that some employees are lacking the initial working motivation with only a moderate level of working abilities. The company needs to have both high directive and supportive behaviors in its employees in order to train them well and prevent the similar issue happen again in the future. So let's move on to the ethical theory. The ethical theory can provide guidance in the decision making of whether they are good and wrong, good and bad, or right or wrong in a specific situation. So it includes the leader's conduct and the leader's character. So here chooses the conduct theory, which focuses on consequences. There are three different ways of making decisions related to the moral conduct, which are ethical egoism, utilitarianism, and altruism. So, based on the graph, the ethical egoism stands at the high level of self-interest concern and a low level of concern for the interest of others, which means that the leaders in this style always act for to make the best interest for him or herself, and the utilitarianism so is at the middle stage of both two dimensions, which illustrates that leaders have the behaviors of making the greatest efforts for the greatest number of people. So the altruism is at the opposite side of the ethical egoism. So the leaders in this style always making the best efforts for the others. Okay, let's move on to my next group member, Tan Huosheng, to introduce more details about this style.
Thanks, Hao Yu. Next, I would like to say that the resolving process of Toyota ethical dilemma is a long process with ups and downs. In the Toyota recall event, IQ Toyota used the utilitarianism style at 26th of January 2011. Toyota recalled nearly 1.7 million vehicles worldwide because of the risks of oil leaks in some models. This is an suspicion under the consideration of gaining the greatest interest for greatest number of groups, as it could reduce the risk of happening car accidents for customers, and at the same time, this could save Toyota reputation and losses to the greatest extent. Initially, Toyota attempts to resolve the problem by the approaching of egoism but fail. In particular, in order to maximize profit, they continue to use faulty product in their vehicle and avoid installing fail-safe features. Moreover, according to reading of the 2009 media stories, from 2004 to 2009, Toyota uncovered a wide range of problems that creates safety issue, but rather than addressing them proactively, the company instead would often deny there were problems or try to shift blame. The approach of maximizing individual interests results in more injuries and death for its customer. Today, there have been 2,262 occurrences of unintended acceleration in Toyota vehicles. This has resulted in 815 crashes, 341 cases of injury, and 19 deaths. Critically speaking, the company policy of denial and lying to the public is a great example of what can happen when an organization of any type places profit or personal gains above ethical issue. Later on, the company only responded to the issue after it was a widespread news story. After several failed lawsuits in the US, the official recall of Toyota demonstrated their final utilitarian approach to resolve the ethical dilemma as previously mentioned. However, the episode is a stark example of what can happen when ethical behavior is not driving force in top management, and when a public relations strategy is not aligned with the tenets of ethical conduct. In my opinion, an ethically grounded chief communications officer should be an essential member of all top management teams. As another similar but successful, GM seems to have learned something from Toyota's experience. They have been much more forthcoming and transparent during the recall when they're undertaking.
Hi everyone, I'm Peng Liu, who in charge of the suggestion part. I will provide Toyota leaders with more efficient and reasonable suggestions on solutions when they encounter similar echo dilemmas in the future. Based on the above content analysis and the data search, I can give the following two suggestions. First of all, the leaders of Toyota can strengthen the awareness and understanding of corporate culture of the middle and the senior managers of overseas branch through regular training and assignment so as to improve their management ability and the sense of responsibility. This can help the head office supervise overseas branch managers to ensure that they can implement the company culture and better execute the company's strategy. In addition, regular training can ensure a stable environment for cross-cultural exchange between the head office and overseas branch, which will make the company's products more regionally distinctive, thereby attracting more consumers. The second suggestion is that leaders of Toyota need a more comprehensive simulation system to ensure the quality of cars produced by their companies. Therefore, the update simulation system can help the head office to more easily control the product quality of the branch factory production line. Once the product has quality problems, the sources of problem can be quickly traced, and so that the company can eliminate hidden dangers and reduce losses in the shortest time. So, in conclusion, in the Toyota recall, the autonomism and the coaching leadership style of the Toyota leader like Toyota in the face of such accidents were key factors in solving the problem. The reason for the incident was that the company has the problems with the balance between quality and the quantity of cars, and the incident was further aggravated due to management errors. Therefore, in future, when Toyota leaders encounter such accidents, they can conduct regular training and assignment for the middle and senior manager of the overseas branch and regularly update the information system to ensure the quality of products and the efficiency of tracing the sources of the problem. The biggest inspiration from this incident is that Toyota should continue to adhere to the company culture of excellence. At the same time, the company should expand the industry will ensure product quality. Only in this way can such accidents happen. So, the above is the whole content of our group speech. Thank you for watching.